Cooper Marcher here. I'm going to tell you a little of some things about temperature today, specifically Fahrenheit versus Celsius. Do you live where the temperature is measured in Fahrenheit or Celsius? Most places in the world use Celsius, but the United States still uses Fahrenheit. Why is that, do you think? And how did that happen? Fahrenheit is a temperature scale that bases the boiling point of water at 212 degrees and the freezing point at 32 degrees. It was developed by Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit, a German-born scientist, in 1714. In the 1960s and 1970s, Fahrenheit was widely replaced by Celsius by governments around the world. Celsius is a reasonable scale that assigns the freezing and boiling points of water with round numbers. 0 is freezing, and then 100 degrees is boiling, which, well, if you remember, is 32 degrees and 212 degrees in Fahrenheit. Please don't ask me to explain this in any way because I don't understand it. I am, after all, just a cat. Celsius was invented in 1742 by a Swedish astronomer, Anders Celsius. Around 1970, Celsius was integrated into the metric system, and it spread throughout the world. The United States considered doing this, and Congress even passed a metric conversion law in 1975 that was supposed to start the process and set up a metric board. They made it voluntary, though, rather than mandatory. So the whole project crashed and burned with lots of opposition from workers, unions, and other factions. President Ronald Reagan dismantled the law in 1982, and today the U.S. is virtually alone in the world in staying off the metric system. American companies even incur extra costs by producing two sets of products sometimes. They create one for the U.S. and one for the rest of the world. That would also be true in the reverse for companies who want to sell to the U.S. from abroad with some products. So while Daniel Fahrenheit did the world a huge favor by inventing reliable thermometers and ways to measure temperature, some people feel it is time for the U.S. to adopt Celsius and the rest of the metric system. My mom and my Auntie Pam are always going back and forth about temperatures since ours is not the same as in England. Just like the time is not the same. There are apps that can help you with the conversion, though. It's not that difficult. This is all something to think about, but I don't think I really care about either of them myself, and it makes my brain ache to think about it if I think about it too much. Cooper Marcher here. Ciao.